Doodlebud here. Today we're not talking about fountain pens. We have something a little bit different. This here in the back. This is this cool screen extender. So you have 3 screens with your laptop. Let me show you what it's all about. I'm recording this in my office today, and this is my standard setup. I have a couple screens, got my little micro PC down there. So I got my dual screens. They're nice and big. This is great, but of course I don't have this set up when I'm on the go. So when Kwumsy reached out, told me about their cool S6 system, their triple screen laptop extender, I thought, let's do this because I use my laptop a bunch. I'm mobile a lot. I'm a financial planner by day, and I am restricted when I'm just on my laptop and the single screen. Now, I get a lot of requests to do stuff outside of my main topic, which is fountain pens. I normally turn them down, but this looked really slick, so I thought I'd give it a try. I've been using it for about a month and a half now, pretty much every single day. I've been super happy. So let's just show you what this is all about. Now, they have a few different setups on their websites. This is the S6 model. We have dual 15.6-inch screens. Their website will have all the details. I'll have a link down below. But we got 1920 by 1080p, 60 hertz, and there's quite a few different ways to hook them up to your laptop, depending what you got. Same with different landscape or portrait orientations. We have a mounting bracket to fit the monitors. There's also support here in the back, so it's not putting strain on your laptop screen. They have adjustable arms, and you adjust your orientation the same way. And along with it, the whole thing fits in an included carrying case. This will store both monitors, the bracket, and the cables that you need. Now, for reference, I have actually a fairly old laptop. I've had this thing for a while, but it works great for what I do. It's got touchscreen, all that stuff. This is just a Microsoft Surface Book 2, so nothing too beefy. I only have one USB-C port and then 2 regular USB ports on the side. No HDMI ports at all. But let me get this thing set up here, and I'll show you how it all goes together and how you hook it up to your computer. The monitors are keyed. There'll be an R and an L, obviously, which goes on your left and your right mounting arms. The one on the right just goes to my only USB-C port, so you just use the supplied cables. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, because I'm going to a regular USB-A on the other side, I actually need to connect to both of those ports. They have a special cable to do that. We're going to go from USB-C to USB-A, and then there's an additional adapter cable that you install. You put it into the monitor, plug it in. You'll also have to do a quick little software install on your laptop. We're all connected, and one thing you'll have to do is, depending on your orientation, you'll just have to go into your laptop settings and just to adjust orientation for your monitor. So here I had to go portrait flipped on number 2, regular landscape on number 3. Of course, I keep my main screen, the main screen for the laptop, and I chose to extend it. You can mirror it, whatever you're doing. So I'll show you in a minute how you can actually separate them from the computer. They can sort of be standalone, so you can have it facing the other way. I'll show you configurations here a little bit later on in the video. This is your basic setup. So you can have them both landscape, both portrait, one-on-one, whatever you want to do. You can also have them top-bottom, so you can have it extend up top if you want to do that as well. Really, the options are limitless. It doesn't have to be just to a laptop. This also applies to a PC, so you can plug it in that way as well. Let me just show you a few things and what I found. One thing to keep in mind with the monitors, I have a better display here on the laptop. I'm running 3000 by 2000 for the resolution of the pixels. These are, 1920 by 1080, so it's not going to be as good, but let me just show you a side-by-side comparison. So the images are a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more full. You come over here, it's a little bit more flat, but it's still pretty decent. I've been watching videos on here. What I really found this is great for is a lot of my just daily work. I have to do a lot of PDFs and documents. If I come over here, I'll put articles, especially on the portrait. Let me show you one I read every single day. I can have it displayed all in one go, which has been super handy. These are articles I get every single day. It's a nice read. It's not overly long, but instead of doing it in the landscape mode, I absolutely love having this set up in portrait mode. I can see the whole thing just in one go, sit back, and I'll read it. When I first got the setup, I ran them both in landscape. I've never used a monitor in portrait before. I didn't really think about it, didn't think I'd like it. I thought I would try it, especially for the review, just tell people my findings. Once I've gone to portrait mode, I have not gone back. And typically, when I'm out and about, I actually usually don't bring both monitors. So you can run it however you want. You can do both monitors or just the one. Usually when I'm running around, I do a lot of meetings in coffee shops and other places. So I'm just bringing one monitor. And so I usually just, for my preference, instead of on the left side, I like it on the right side. So I bring the right monitor and I run it almost exclusively in portrait mode. This has been very handy. I do a lot of DocuSigns for clients. So I'm bringing up their information. I can't show you a lot of my work because it's people's personal financial information. So I'm just going to show you random websites. I cannot show you that information on this video, but I'll have all their stuff in here, their accounts, and I'll be over here because it's a long document. I can populate the whole thing, usually just in one screen or a little bit of a scroll, instead of having to go up and down, back and forth, and try to figure things out. Running this in portrait mode, especially this size, the 15.6, if you're in real estate, mortgage brokering, or just do a lot of documents, this has been super handy. So it might not be your number one pick when it comes to running just super high resolution video. If that's what you're looking to do, you're going to need a better monitor setup. But for your daily work stuff that you're doing, it's fantastic. What I'll do now is I'm going to open up my blinds here in my office. I'm going to flood the monitors so you can see how it does under sunlight. I'll pull it up slowly, and now we'll start flooding it really big time. When you're running this setup, you'll want to familiarize yourself with Windows Z. What this does is it brings up a screen where it's going to ask you the layout you want. So I'm just going to have 2 windows on this one. And so I'll hit window number 1. And then number 2, I already selected it, is this other site that's on here. Now, there is a drag and drop option. You go to the top of your bar and you drag it up to the top, but then sometimes you have trouble. You can chug a little bit and you got to go around and choose which one it is. And sometimes you can't quite see what you're doing. So just do the Windows Z. It's super easy. Having used this setup for over a month, I have to say I've been really pleased. You just plug it in. It's simple. I'll show you all the different configurations in a second. The bracket on the back here is quite stable. If you're looking to have high resolution video across all 3 screens, this might not be the pick for you, but if you're looking to have a way to have the productivity of multiple monitors, but in a portable package, yeah, this has been absolutely fantastic. What I'm going to do now is I'll remove this one, just show you the setup I typically use, which is the 1, and then I'll go through all the different configuration methods for how you can have the monitor set up. Unplug the other one, and this is my normal setup. 1, because I find I just don't need, when I'm on the go, all 3 monitors, and 2, if I do, I have no other USB ports, and I do like to run a mouse on my laptop. So again, if you have a better system, you don't have to worry about that. You can run all 3. One thing, when I set up the monitors, instead of having a space and they're side by side, if you can see here, I do sort of overlap the monitor just on top. I find it gives just a little bit more security to it, just how everything fits together. It sort of locks it in there. It doesn't damage the screen or anything at all, but I just find instead of having the gap between, I just put it right on top of the edge and it's a better fitment. What I did here is just showed you an alternative way to set it up. I detached the mounting bracket from the computer. There are other systems out there that have multiple monitors. I wasn't really aware of this for laptops until they reached out, so I looked at other ones. And most of them are simply they're fixing to your monitor. They essentially sort of clamp onto it. Now that does put some stress on the monitor screen, and it does just set you up in one orientation. Nothing wrong with that. But because of this bracket is nice and robust, it's quite heavy actually. It's about 950 grams for the base. Each monitor is about 750 grams. And they have some other options. So they have this extender arm and another one that goes up too. So you can run this in different modes. This would be great if you need someone else to see your screen. Perhaps you're doing demonstrations or client meetings. You can have one here. You can have it flip the other way. You can have portrait and portrait mode on both the other sides. So it's sort of like a triangle, like a TP type thing. If you go to the Kwumsy website, they have all the different configuration methods. And the cool thing with the instructions, the first time I was doing it, I was a little confused in how it all works. But if you get one of these, keep the card, because then it shows the exact way to configure your monitors. So you can set it up whichever way you like. It doesn't have to be attached to it. You can just run it separately if you like, just to have your monitors stacked. And that might be perfect. The other thing too, you can adjust these too. So you can adjust the angle that you want. You can have them tipping in more. This one tip back further. Of course, it takes you a second just to get it exactly where you want. And what you do is the arm that's in here. So this is normally your rest at the back of the computer. You use that as a bit of a triangle to put support on this arm. So once you get it exactly where you like, you can just have this set up. This could be for a docking station, maybe at a second workplace. So you just show up with your laptop, you're leaving those there. You just plug in and away you go. Overall, I have to say, quite impressed by the S6 system here by Kwumsy. They also have a bunch of other ones. So if this isn't the right fit for you, check out their site. They got just single monitors and different setups there as well. But this has been working great for me. Most of the time, as I showed, I'm just running the one monitor in the portrait mode. That gives me access to their USB ports. My system is pretty old, so we are pushing the limits of what my laptop can do. But they make it handy because you just got the carrying case, whether it's one or both. The carrying case fits in there with both monitors as well and makes it portable. I got to tell you, this would have been super happy when I used to do installations or trade shows. You could just especially be able to flip it and have a monitor facing that way. So if you have someone at your booth, at your display that you have going on, and you want people to be able to see what you're doing while you're doing a live demo, this system would have been pretty slick. We used to have to carry the big monitors themselves. That was an absolute pain to bring, versus you can just fit this in here. You have your laptop in one hand, you got the carrying case in the other for this setup, and you have absolutely everything you need. And the power management can just be done through the USB cables. This little special cable they got going on is super handy. I tried running a hub at first. It wouldn't be able to do it. So the special cable they supply has been a huge game changer for me as well. If you want more details, of course, just you go to the Kwumsy website. I'll have a link down there in the description. The pricing on this, I'm in Canada, so it's what, 400, and let's just call it 470 bucks Canadian. I think for the dual monitor setup, the fact it's portable and it can configure whichever way you want, I think that's a real plus. And they've just got a really good setup. Again, like I said, I turned down tons of stuff outside of my main thing, which is fountain pens. But when they reached out, I realized this would probably be super handy for me. I'd love to share my findings with you. If you want more information, check down there in the description. I'll try to answer all the comments if you have any questions and stuff like that as well. So thanks again to Kwumsy for setting this out to me. And again, I got lots of fun videos coming up, so we'll catch you next time.